Hello,
Hello,
hello.
hello everybody. Welcome back to the Light Resonance Portal. My name is Aria, and
My name is Esther, and we are very excited to be diving into how we have developed a relationship with our body in hopes to encourage and inspire you to share below, inspire you to express how you are developing a relationship with your body as well. Yeah.
yeah, and we really hope it empowers you to see how beautiful, loving, and simple it really can be. There are a lot of blockages that we may feel, a lot of stagnancy, whether it's from life experiences, whether it's from influences, ancestors, whatever it may be. But we're hoping that this little conversation and this little share from our hearts to yours can offer you a moment to just like take a breath of fresh air, feel a little bit of relief on your own journey and connection to your body. And this is going to be really helpful for those of you that are seeking more presence, more peace in your life. And it's also going to be really helpful for those of you that feel very disconnected to your body to give you a little bit of a different perspective on all of this.
Absolutely. Okay. I'm so excited to explore. And first, I wanted to share a few things. Okay. When we are exploring our bodies, how much are we actually like shared? I was just telling Aria, why didn't we learn about our bodies in school? I feel like, and then I listened to this TED talk about shame and how a lot of the times it is the number one reason why people settle. They don't follow their dreams.
Mm.
They shame. But when somebody sees someone being or doing something that you would be ashamed of, you're like, wow, that was actually really brave. Um, and okay, a quick example was like, I've tried to grow 100 gardens. I failed. I was like, I grew like four in a year. And here's like what I learned. And a lady remembered it. And 2 years later, she saw me and was like, hey, I remember you said that you failed in front of like a whole bunch of people. And I thought that was really courageous. And I was like, oh yeah. And I felt like so embarrassed because I was like, I have not really been sharing that much on this thing. And then this shame when it comes to the body, I think is kind of diving down, and I'm going to go really deep into the core of the earth for a moment. When we think about our relationship as humans being a piece of the earth, you know, with the spirits living in us, the soul, and when you drop down that seed of being a human and seeing how we treat the earth, being stewards of the earth, we see how we treat our body on like a mass level.
Yeah. And this goes for anyone. I know that a lot of, at least I've seen a lot of content where people are only relating it to a woman's body. And we need to remember as well that like no matter who you identify as and what you identify as, like your body is a reflection of the harmony of earth itself. If you go out and see how these ecosystems are existing, how the different animals are coexisting, the roots, the plants, everything, your body is that same system moving within you. And I also agreed with Esther earlier too. Like there are some things that should be common knowledge. However, because of, and I will say it, colonization and this capitalistic society that we've all kind of agreed to and have said yes to, it's taken us away from that deeper connection to the teachings that were passed down from our ancestors, okay? The teachings that we often see and only label as indigenous teachings, as Native American teachings, and whatever it is. Like, those aren't just like out there and just like something else you can tune into, something else you can extract from. These are coming from lived experiences. And I think it's important for us to realize and really reconnect to what things actually mean and what they actually feel like in our bodies. And so, with this process of even being able to connect with your body, being able to face that shame, being able to face the negativity that we put towards our bodies, towards our voices, toward who we are, there are some deep core wounds that we can feel down in there. There's a lot of emotions that can come up. And for some of us, we're like, okay, I'm blaming my body. So a lot of people put blame on their body. I know when I was like around, probably like when my awakening, I took it seriously at like 16 years old. I was dancing and I was like, this is my purpose. This is my passion. This is what I'm gonna do for the rest of my life, right? I was like just following the footsteps of my mom, really. And I didn't have much individuation or individuality. But basically, I had to stop dancing. And at that point, I had to immediately go into a wheelchair. I had a hairline fracture. I had fibrosis dysplasia. I needed major surgery. My doctor said I would be up and running in like less than 4 months. It took me an entire year to learn how to walk again. And so with that, I have blocked out a lot of those emotions and the memories I had in that year because I was blaming my body for not allowing me to continue my service in this world, to continue dancing, to continue doing what I thought was my purpose. And so, of course, I found a lot more out of that. But to recognize the wisdom, the held wisdom that's in the body, the signals that happen in the body. I like to relate it as well to our dreams, our subconscious, and what it's sharing with us through our sensations, right? Whether it's anxiety, whether it's like these tingling feelings, the tightness, the expansion, right? Or the emotions that we feel. Nothing is random. It's all information. And it doesn't mean that there's anything wrong with you, but your body is signaling, hey, I want you to pay attention to this. Hey, I have a pimple on my face. I want you to pay attention to this. I want you to see.
It's like, okay,
and
when you
look at
see
your
what it
life.
is, it's there for a reason. You reap what you sow. And wow, thank you, Arya. That was, I'm so happy we're talking about this. And like, as you were sharing, you think about the physical body and you think about the dimensions of consciousness that are out there. And we kind of associate the body with the 3D. It is a part of the world. It is in the realm of, this is what I have inherited here on this earth to take care of, to watch of, and like whatever kind of way that you are wired, like that is the way you get to play the game.
Mm-hmm.
And in the 3D realm, you are faced with like, okay, do I choose to see reality? Do I choose to look away? Do I choose to see reality and then look away? And a lot of the times the 3D can almost block reality from looking the way that we know the other forms of dimensions of consciousness may see it. But it's really important that we remember it's anchored to the earth. This is Earth pulling in everything she loves. She is creating from a place of love. And as humans, our form of love can look like a lot of things. Arya, I love that you mentioned the blame game, because when we're playing the 3D, you can
it's
see
almost like,
how
I was just gonna say, it's almost like your body is going against you, right?
Yeah. But yeah, like the blame game, I just pulled out a card and it was like taking the blame for the fall. When you do this, and I also heard like today somebody mentioning like a podcast, like when you actually take the blame for something, I think he was like the VC of A16, but I just remember hearing this all the time. When you take the blame for something, you own it, and then you have the choice to actually change it. When you don't, you are not given that choice because you've taken it away. You've seen and then you've looked away, and so you've taken away your choice. And that's a part of how I feel physical reality works. Um, but yeah, the relationship with the earth, it's like we see how each human has an impact on the earth. One person can do a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And it's very powerful to know that like it only takes one person that really loves Shakespeare that was like, hey, I want Sterlings to be here, in my fancy estate. And then all of a sudden, that number exponentially increased of Sterlings because Sterlings are like the gangsters of the birds. They're up in here. Like all the other animals are like, hey, yo, where do these people come from? And they're like Romeo and Juliet. Um, but yeah, it's definitely interesting to see how humans have an impact on the earth.
Mm-hmm.
And like when God originally created earth, and when okay, so God is usually connected or associated with the masculine, and earth is connected and associated with the feminine. I think the physical body is like something females also, crazily enough, can disassociate a lot from.
Mm-hmm.
I would say men can too, but they're almost forced to stay in here. Like men don't cry, men don't connect with that. So God is there's one God, capital G, and then there's a lot of little gods, lowercase g. And it's like the difference between the soul and the spirits. There are many different spirits, and they're like emotions. They literally are energy in motion. They take you somewhere. And when you end up where you are, a lot of the times you'll see what kind of spirit it was, what was the fruit it was sowing, um, and what kind of energy or what was the vibe that you were really feeling in your body. It was like
Mm-hmm.
sometimes you don't really know. The earth is unpredictable and she has her own process. But yeah, I just wanted to say that diving into the body, for me personally, and I'm going to ask you this question, Arya. What one thing has deepened your relationship with your body? For me, it has been food and growing food because I feel like I'm able to see what I'm about to eat and I see how the earth made it. And I also see how like the plant behaves. And I also am able to understand what kind of elements were made and then like make something that I can actually consume and see how it makes me feel. It's like, wow, this is one of the best ways I've felt in terms of like nourishing myself and also building a relationship with the physical body of earth because when we die we back to earth we return. So we're like literal stardust skin suits and we're just streaming through consciousness and life.
Yep. Popping in
So
for an experience.
yeah.
Popping
So
in for our
yes.
path, should we choose to follow it. And I love that. I love that, like, growing food and like working with the plants and like having that connection to food has brought you back to your body. I think that's so beautiful and colorful and lovely. And this kind of shows, before I answer this question, like how many different ways that you can return to that connection to your body, whether it is like, working with the earth with your hands if you have that ability, or even just recognizing all of the hands, all of the elements, the lands, the plants, the bugs, everything that went into this meal that you are having right now, and seeing how that like energetically or physically affects the way that you feel. It's really, really powerful. I would say that like what has really helped me connect to my body is like through movement. I was talking about like dance is like a really big thing for me. Expression is a huge avenue of healing for me because I felt so suppressed as a child. So that movement really brought me back into awareness of what things were feeling like. So yoga was really, really powerful because it is about bringing yourself back within and allowing yourself to connect to like this oneness, right? So to be able to go into certain classes or create my own where I can really tune into like the sensations, how things feel, when to stop, when to go. It's like building this relationship with myself and with my body. And that's something that we need to remember too, is that this is a relationship. It's not just being like, oh, I found out this is why I'm doing this should just work. Like, no, you don't just expect someone or like a partner or a loved one to just like immediately make a change as soon as you let it know something, like there needs to be other occurrences and opportunities for things to shift, for response to change, for a reaction to change. It's a relationship, it's a back and forth. So just like Esther is saying, this relationship to the earth, you know, and kind of like this back and forth communication, you have that same back and forth communication with your body. So it's not about, you know, putting shame on yourself for maybe how you've been treating your body, and the misunderstanding, because it really comes from this misunderstanding and these core wounds that we hold. But when we can start to create more space to allow ourselves to just listen, just start to practice that muscle and like of listening is huge. And this will offer us an opportunity to also just go deeper into understanding the workings of our body or of our nervous system, instead of just trying to get ourselves to always feel okay or trying to bypass what the body has been trying to communicate to us, which eventually leads to dis-ease within the body. So yeah, I would wanted to share that, and also just offer maybe an extra little sprinkle for those of you that are, you know, kind of feeling a little new to this or wanting to go deeper into this relationship with your body. So maybe Esther, both of us can like share just a couple things that we recommend like doing or looking into. I'll let you start.
Oh my gosh, yes. Thank you again for like, if you're tuning into this, please share what one thing has helped develop your relationship with your body. We'd love to know. And for me, I think tapping has been an amazing one. Breathing, like just mindfully taking a moment to breathe and really feel where the air is going and how it's distributing. Even taking like, I love that you said movement, because I love swimming. And for me, that's like a beautiful way to like balance myself in the water, which is just a fun thing to do, you know? And I love showers, so like just water, bathing, like oh, all of that, like
Mm-hmm.
it is a ritual and it is an amazing one to really connect with that part of the waters of earth and rewash and replenish my body. So super thankful for that. And yeah, I love making time for art. Just putting a pen, pencil, paintbrush, whatever it is on paper, you know, putting the words on the screen, whatever it is for that creative spark, or like seeing the vision coming there. Like it can be really tiny, and I think that's the important thing to celebrate with the body. We tend to get impatient again because it's the lowest of the dimensions that we tolerate, but it's the most important one. So we want to remember how it takes time. Things take time. So having patience with whatever I do, that is that's going to be the best, you know, just be present with the body.
Mm-hmm.
Thank
Yes,
you. Yeah.
I 1,000% agree with every single one. I feel like breath has been huge. Tapping, movement, dance, expressing ourselves in creative ways is really, really beautiful. I will add, because I'm a big like advocate for expanding your capacity to even be present, and I know that sometimes just being present with our body is enough of a struggle, and we don't even realize that we're not being present with our body, and we're just staying up in the mind, up in the mental field, up in the thoughts. So something that is super super supportive for that is to recognize like your stress states. This is going to be huge in your relationship to their body, is to recognize when you are feeling stressed, to take a pause, see how you can nourish yourself, check in. How am I feeling? What is affecting me right now? What is causing this overstimulation? What is causing me to just like check in? Go take a walk, do these things, breathe, move, express, create, talk to someone, journal, get in the water, you know, splash some water on your face. Do it intentionally, right? But I would say that is probably one of the biggest like first steps as far as understanding your body comes, is like to really understand like, okay, what are those little signs and signals of before you get to dissociation, before you feel that numbness, before you feel burnt out, right? Before you have a huge reaction to something. What are those little signals? So then you just get to be super curious. So like if you're an overthinker like I used to be, like let yourself get curious. Let yourself be an investigator and just see what's happening in your body, see what's happening emotionally, and just take it as information. Take it as information. You don't need to fix anything right now, but perhaps you get to go take a walk. Perhaps you get some time in nature. Perhaps you get to go express yourself, or just breathe, or take note of what's happening and what you're feeling without it needing to mean anything at all. And this is really, flexing that listening muscle and expanding your capacity for presence with yourself. So, and then your body is like, oh my gosh, they're listening. Cool. Okay. let me give you some other signals. Let me, honor you in that, honor your spirit in that listening, and your consciousness in that listening. So yeah, so many ways, so many things. We're just scratching the surface and just offering a space for you to just open up to what this looks like for you. So thank you.
Thank you so much. And if you enjoyed this, please press a thumbs up, subscribe for more below. And of course, I only gotta let you know that this is a series. So if you haven't watched the first one that we did so far, which is the mind, then feel free to check that out or check that out next. And finally, if you want to refresh your soul, we created a really cool, totally free light language experience. It's down below, so check that out. And if you know what I mean, you already know, fam. So thank you so much.
Exactly. Thank you so much for being here. Bye.